Hey guys, so this is the second video where I'm going to be talking about the BKMoto HID kit, specifically designed for the second generation naked Suzuki SV650. So in the first video I did kind of an unboxing of the kit. I showed you guys all the components that came with it, and also I gave a couple reasons why I decided to go from HID to halogen. And in this video I'm just going to show you guys the final installed product. So one thing I'll note is that I chose not to go with the angel eyes after all, and the reason being, well, the first reason is because I just didn't think it looked that great on the bike, but the more important reason is that the wiring for the angel eyes is not to the ignition, so that means even after I turn off the ignition, the angel eyes would stay on, and the only way I could turn it off was to disconnect the wiring to the bulb, and I didn't want to have to do that every time and risk forgetting one time and then having my battery drained. So right now I'm going to go outside and I'll show you guys how it looks on the bike, and also kind of give you guys an idea of where I'm tucking in the ballast and the harness. Alright, so now I'm outside at the bike and you can see the HID bulb has been installed. So this is just the regular 7-inch OEM headlamp. You can see the angel eyes is not turned on. If it was, you would see that ring of light around the bulb illuminated. So let me show you just a little bit about how well this kit actually fits. You can see it's not pressing up against the lens at all. The lens is fully closed, so those really I didn't really have to do any type of alterations to the lamp at all. It fit right in there. And on the side, I know it's a little dark, but there's basically 3 cables coming out of the headlamp. 2 of them belong to the HID bulb, and 1 belongs to the high-low beam switch. And if I did have the angel eyes, there'll be an additional wire coming out, but I do not have that installed. And so I tucked the ballast and the harness basically right underneath this fuel tank. So if I lifted this fuel tank up, the ballast and the harness would be tucked right in front of the air filter underneath the fuel tank, and everything fits right in there. The ballast they call it a slim ballast, and it's much thinner than the type of ballast you would find for a car, or at least for my car anyway. So let me pull up to a wall so you can just see how good the light cutoff is for the projector. So the last step of installing the HID kit is to, after you install the bulb, is to point the light at a flat surface and make sure that the light has a nice horizontal cutoff. And so you can see I did that here. The light is really well cut off, so you want to make sure it's really level, or else when you're riding, your light will really be dispersed, and it'll be pretty annoying to people driving in the opposite direction of you, looking at your light. So let's see. I should also show you guys the high beam, low beam. So right now only the low beam's on, and this is the high beam. So low beam, high beam, low beam, high beam. And I probably should have filmed what the halogen light looked like before installing the HID, so you guys could get a comparison. But there are a ton of different videos and pictures you can find on Google showing what the halogen bulb looks like, both the stock and also aftermarket halogen bulbs. The one I had before I installed this HID kit was the Silver Star bulbs, and those are pretty well known to be a good replacement for the stock halogen bulbs. And those bulbs worked pretty well for me. They increased the light output significantly, but compared to this HID bulb, it is pretty weak. So I think for anyone that's looking to get a nice upgrade to their light, I would look into getting this BKMoto kit, especially if BKMoto has a kit specifically designed for your motorcycle, because installation was just really easy for me. Really the hardest thing I think was putting the headlight in the oven, which is required in order to loosen up the glue to take off the lens. But other than that, and maybe drilling a couple holes in the back for the wires, there's really no major modifications to the headlight at all. So yeah, I would definitely highly recommend the kit. And if you guys have any questions or comments about choosing a specific wattage or color or installation, just feel free to leave a comment below or send me a private message, and I'll definitely get back to you. Thanks.